Hello everyone, Kireth here, and welcome to another Circuit Experience Ultimate Guide for Gran Turismo 7. Today we're at Trial Mountain. Very difficult track. You may have struggled with it like I have done in Gran Turismo 7. It's a hard one to master, but in this video I'm going to go through all the sectors, all the corners, all the tips, everything you need to know to get that gold, get those million credits to spend on those awesome cars. And today we're going to be in the Mazda RX-7. This is quite a Easter egg. You might not know, but the first trailer released for Gran Turismo 7 was at Trial Mountain in the RX-7 Vision, this very car, in this colourway. So I remember when I was making videos years ago on Gran Turismo 7 on this channel, covering this trailer a lot. So now we're actually going to do it. So it's quite a special moment. But let's get into it with sector number 1. So here we go, sector 1 in the RX Vision, hard tyres. It's all about commitment in this first sector. I really enjoy this sector. Going to go to bonnet cam, turn in here at the end of the curb, dabble the brake, try and cut as much of that corner as you can. Same here, lift off, and just dab a little bit of brake here to get on that curb and power out. All of that in 6th gear. Going to brake here at the end of the curb, and then try and do a late apex. You can touch that wall if you want to, by the way, it's not a problem. And this corner you really need to brake early, so we're going to brake, slowing before that sign left hand side, keep it in 3rd gear, get as close as we can to the apex, power out, and it's a run to the line, and it's going to be just a gold medal, but it's our first go. Let's have a look in 3rd person so I can talk you through it and see where that bit of extra time is if you want to get gold by a little bit further. So we're going to brake just before the end of the curb in the right hand side. We have a lift, making sure we get on that yellow paint there, and then we want to try and cut this corner as well. Lift again, dab of the brakes here to make sure we get to left hand side, and we're going to brake here at the end of the curb. Take a late apex on the inside. You want to be getting onto that kind of grey tarmac ideally, so I lost a bit of time there. And don't outbrake yourself here. Really easy to outbrake yourself here. So braking down to 3rd gear, and I could have actually got on the power a little bit earlier. So there's a few tenths here and there, but when you think about the first section, it's all about lining yourselves up to go into the tunnel. So you don't want to carry too much speed into the first left-hander, because that will sacrifice speed later down line. So you want to work backwards from that exit into the tunnel, if that makes sense. Right, let's move on to sector number 2. So here we go, sector 2. For me, the most important sector on the track, actually, because it leads onto the big straight. So I've got a top tip for you here. See these lines in the middle of the road, the tram lines, this road circuit. You don't want to get too far to left hand side of those. So shift to the right, brake here nice and early, and you want to get all over these wood chippings. Early upshift if you need to, and now it's a run to the line. So we're going to keep on accelerating, and it's going to be, again, Here's my first run, but just a gold. But I'm going to talk you through the top tips here, because again, you want to sacrifice the speed early so you can get really fast onto the straight. That straight is such a long straight. You want to be maximising your exit. So have a look at these lines in the middle of the road. You don't want to be going too far over left hand side. In fact, in a race, you possibly want to be keeping to entirely to the right hand side of these yellow lines here. So if you're going all the way to left, you're going to sacrifice too much speed getting to the right here, because this is the important corner. We want to be getting on the power as soon as possible. See how close I was to the base of the wood chippings there? You want to be that close. You can actually graze it if you want to, or if you get it slightly wrong, but it's all about lining yourselves up for that entry into the tunnel to get to the right hand side in the first bit of the tunnel, brake early, and then accelerate down into the camber and accelerate when you're on those wood chippings. You're going to get a nice run down this back straight. Let's do sector number 3. So here we go, sector number 3. This is a really tricky sector. I'm going to show you a lot of tips through here. So there's a braking mark on the right hand side. It's a signpost. We're going to brake just around that braking marker, and we're going to get into this dashed area here because the camber is so favourable. You really want to be tight there. Go to the right hand side, keep going to left, open up this right hander here. Very tricky, braking just for the crest. And then we want to get over this yellow paint as much as we can, because that allows us to get on the power early. Same thing here in reverse for left-hander. Brake early, get over this yellow paint. Easy with the throttle in the RX-7. And accelerate to the line. And that's going to be a gold medal by over a second. This is a very tricky sector. A very tricky sector. Let's go through that again. So, there's a signpost on the right hand side. That's the braking marker. Obviously it varies in different cars, but that's a really good marker to have. But definitely my top tip here is get as close as possible on the inside. It's so cambered. It's like the big banky boy at Lago Maggiore. get into that dash area, go to the right hand side here, keep going to open up this corner and brake just before the crest in most cars to get some braking in before you start going downhill. Get all over the yellow paint here and then you can accelerate nice and early, and it's the same concept here. You want to brake early over the yellow paint. If you're not touching that yellow paint, then in my opinion you're not really doing that corner right, you're losing too much time. Then it's going to be the run to chicane, so let's do the final sector and see how we do. I hope you enjoyed this, by the way. Do make sure to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff if you're enjoying it. You guys and girls are growing the channel so much. I'm so appreciative, and thank you so much to anyone who's liked and subscribed already. I appreciate you as well. So here we go, sector 4. If you want a good lap, this is the last bit you have to do to bank it, and it's really tricky because it's all about the exit onto the straight. Let me show you how I do it. Going to brake just around that mark on the banking. Try and go around the sausage here, don't touch too much. Get really to the left hand side in this car, open it up, and then second gear exit. So you want to get to the left hand side to open up the right hander. Let's have a look how it's going to be. It's going to be a gold medal by half a second. I want to show you here in third person just how far to the left I go, because that is where a lot of people lose time here. Right, I'm actually going to show you this in the third person here so I can pause it, because I want to show you exactly how far to the left hand side I get to open up the straight. That is the critical bit of this whole complex. So we're going to sacrifice speed for left-hander. Slow, slow, slow. Don't get on the power too early. We want to get over all the way here, so almost touching that white line. I don't think you need to touch that white line, but you want to get pretty close. If you're in the middle of the track here, you're going to be losing so much time. So get over all the way to the left here, open it up, and then patience. Only get on the power when you know you're going to get on the power non-stop all the way. Don't get on and then off again. So we know we're going to be on the power non-stop, and we can accelerate nice and smoothly, and that's going to be the run to the line. So that's all the sectors done, and now we've got to do the lap attack. So here we go, time for the lap attack. Let's see if we can do it in one go. I'm going to talk you through it so you know exactly what to do. So we're going to brake just within the curb here down to 5th gear. You can see the lines in the tarmac are very helpful. Try and cut this one as much as possible, and just dab the brakes here. Bit of a snap, but we dealt with it. Brake just within the curb here, down to 3rd gear, to late apex. Try and get over this concrete, accelerate out in 3rd gear. Can use 4th if you want, stop the wheel spin. Brake early here before that sign. We want to make sure we're all over this blue curb. Accelerate nicely out in 3rd gear. Here we want to stay on the right hand side of the tram lines. Staying on the right hand side. And we're going to brake nice and early here. And then accelerating out. Probably could keep that in 3rd, to be honest, down to the straight. I'm recording this at 1 AM. I do this in my spare time, so I really hope you're enjoying it. It does make my day when people let me know that they've got the golds and whatnot. So let's get this done. Let's finish this guide. Going to brake just around the marker there. Getting into this dashed area, using the camber, accelerating out. We went a little bit wide there, but that'll do. Over to left hand side, up to 4th gear. Open up this corner. Down into 3rd gear, trying to get over this yellow paint so we can accelerate out nicely. 3rd gear. Same concept here. Brake here, and then over this yellow paint. Accelerate nicely. And now it's just time for the chicane. Going to brake around that mark on the right hand side where the paint is, or where the dark mark is. Down 2nd gear. Square throttle, get left hand side. Lift. 2nd gear exit. And now it's time for the run to the line. About 10 seconds to get to the line. Let's see if we're going to make it just about. It's going to be a goal by 2.5 tenths. So we'll go through the lap now. I can explain it a little bit easier in 3rd person. That wasn't the cleanest of that. We went wide a few places, but you can see that's how we're going to pick up the gold. That's the million credits done, by the way. So it's not the easiest, but in my opinion, it's not the hardest. It's doable. Right, here we go. So I think you can brake a little bit early here, by the way. Look at the lines in the tarmac. Just want to follow those lines through. Get over left hand side here. And then you really want to stick to the right hand side as much as possible here to open up the left hander. We got a little bit of a slide going on, but it wasn't too bad. Brake just before the end of the curb here, down to 3rd gear. Try and get onto this concrete bit. And you can try accelerating in 4th if you get a lot of wheel spin. Brake in a straight line here, nice and early, get over this blue and white curb. easy to accelerate because of the camber there. And here we're sticking to the right hand side of these yellow tram lines. And we're going to brake really early here. I think I did this in second gear. It's probably easier to do it in third. Just a bit more stable to accelerate out. And now on the straight, you can chill out for a bit. Drop us a subscribe if you want to, if you got one in the bag. And welcome back to all our returning subscribers. Hope you're all doing well. So the braking marker here is the signpost on the right hand side. We're going to brake around that. Down to third gear. Now I got on the power here a little bit too early. So if I'd just been a bit more patient, we'd have got a much nicer exit. Open up this corner, really, really important to open up this corner. Brake just for the crest down to third gear. Get over this yellow paint, use all of it. And same here, we're going to brake just about where it starts to level out. And get onto the yellow paint as well. Really, 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 really use that yellow paint. And now it's just time for the chicane, so we're going to brake where that dark mark is on the banking. Or quite a way before actually. Down to second gear, just nibbling that sausage. Get to left hand side, open it up, and now accelerate out. I think I did it in second, you could probably do it in third as well. And that's going to be the track, guys, so I really, really, really hope you enjoyed it. It's been another fun one to do. Let me know what you want to do next. And yeah, there we go, trial mounting complete. Let's get those credits, because it's always nice to see them come up. I did all of this first time, actually, so that's quite nice. Got all the bronze, all the gold, and we got some other credits along the way, so that's going to be 1 million credits for us. Very, very, very nice. I'll see you all next time.